second. Okay. Some alligator. I see you, Dave. Chris, we're gonna bring you on in 2 minutes, brother. Just hang out for 1 second. There he is.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
To be honest with you, I didn't think I could do better, but then I saw your handsome mug, and my state went from 100 to 1,000. Woo!
Woo!
How you doing?
I'm great, man. Just got back from Miami, hanging out with Tim Story, Patrick Bet David, the crew, everybody there. We had a great VIP mastermind.
I saw a picture of you and Heather Monahan. Jakey Bakey now.
Heather Monahan, Jakey Bakey, he hasn't slept much. Let's just put it that way. He cannot hang with the 53-year-old. Jakey tried to, he cannot hang.
I understand. I'm not surprised. I see Colleen. Everybody's out tonight. We're gonna start right now, and then we're gonna bring on Chris. You ready to rock?
And roll. Let's do it.
Okay. Stop creating resistance for yourself. I saw you talking about this week. Hit home for me. I think it's a great one for the audience going into the Saturday night. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody creates resistance because they don't understand the reconciliation that needs to take place between the unbelievable inspiration that you have in the pragmatic world with man-made constructs of math and time and all the different things that we think about that create resistance in an auspicious way. So if we, for example, set goals, a lot of times the goals that we set determinative upon where we put our energy, where we put our attention, where we put our intention, actually are counterproductive. They're counterintuitive. They create resistance. I see a lot of people all the time say, I need to make this much money by this much time. Immediately, you are creating resistance. It's a scarce thought in time. You need to open up your mind and realize you're in a limitless world, an infinity world. So we want to work with speed, not against time. Let me explain that real quickly. You work with speed. Say that I want this as fast as I can, not I want this by this date. That's working with speed, not working against time. There is no resistance when you work with speed, so don't work against it by putting an end onto it that you attach your emotions to.
Yeah, so all I got from that was you're on absolute fire and you can't be stopped.
Boom! I'm an alligator.
That's it. Big Chris, send a request. We're going to get you on right now. I love Chris. I'm so happy you introduced us, Dave.
Oh, you know what? Back when Obama was in office, I heard the story immediately, the hate crime that happened to his family, his mom there at Emmanuel Church, and I didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah, there he is.
Big Chris.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
What's up, man?
Welcome to the paradigm shift.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm in here learning already. I like that time thing. I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I've been doing it wrong, man. I gotta work with it. That's good. I love it.
Work with the speed, man, and you got lots of speed, so you can definitely outdo Craig and I. That's for sure.
Where are you, brother?
I'm at home, man. This is my office that we're building up. So yeah.
Very nice. For the audience,
you got to get a closet like this. If you're at home, you got to get a closet like this, Chris. This is big time.
No, we're still trying to figure things out, man. It's super echoey in here, so I hope it's not too bad.
No, you're good. And let me just introduce to my audience in case they might know. Chris is a professional baseball player turned one of the most impactful, inspirational speakers on the planet. Been through a lot, and he made choices on how to respond it. And we're going to dive right in. Chris, you ready for us?
Let's do it, man.
One of your favorite things is empathy and forgiveness. When you had a lot of trauma happen to you, when your mom was taken years ago, you had a choice and you chose forgiveness and so forth. How important is it to cultivate both empathy and forgiveness?
Yeah, man, it's huge. And I call it moving forward. I don't say moving on from certain things. Some things they scar you, right? And you'll have that scar forever, but you can move forward in your life. And so forgiveness was allowing me to not look at every single young white person as being racist, right? Because my mother's killer, he wanted to start a race war in this country. And forgiveness said to me, okay, well, now I know not everybody thinks that way, but this one person did. And I forgave him, and it allowed me to move forward in my life. I don't constantly think about what he did, but it allowed me to just say, hey, this happened to me, but I don't want this to make me be a bad father now. I don't want to be a bad husband because of it. So it's been good. And then empathy is in itself, it's the ability to share and understand the feelings of somebody else. So I grew up in the States. I grew up, not missing meals, but I don't know how it feels to miss meals, but I want to understand that. I want to understand when my, friend or somebody I meet has gone through things I haven't. So there's empathy in understanding those things, even though I haven't experienced them myself.
Chris, you talk about scars because I think it's interesting, and scars can be external as well as internal. And a scar for me is the universe's or God's way of reminding, recollecting, and remembering what we are. And it's really important. Scars, they're a sign of healing. They're actually not a sign of hurt. And that remembrance, that reminder, that recollection that occurs through the scars, internal and external, that we have, if we learn those lessons, and the lesson that I learned from your story, which inspired me before you became an inspirational speaker, before you became a professional baseball player, I was right on top of that story. And I was pins and needles when you came out with your very first press conference. I'm like, oh my God, this guy can light this country on fire. If he, and I saw you in tears, and then you came out and you taught the lesson that I share all the time, which is never forgive someone because they deserve it. Forgive them because you deserve it. And that forgiveness, one particle of light, and Chris Singleton represent this. One particle of light, one Chris overcomes a million particles of darkness. One particle of light, a million particles of darkness. And those are the things that you taught me from that night and the next day and every day since, as I've watched you grow and learn and inspire others to inspire others. So I wanted to come on here on a Saturday night and just thank you, my friend, because you're wise beyond your years, and your scars are a remembrance, a reminder, and a recollection for everybody of how we all are one and need to appreciate each other and forgive those who don't understand what we have together, those particles of light. So thank you.
Of course, man. That's good. Even with scars, man, you gotta, if you have a wound, you gotta treat it. And so I've talked about my feelings. I've got a mission now of stopping people that hate one another based on their skin color or their race or religion. So I've treated that wound. So I'm trying, man. Thank you for those words.
Dave, that was really beautiful, to be honest with you, and I appreciate you saying that. One thing that I want to ask both of you guys is both of you guys are very publicly have been documented talking about therapy. Chris, you and I had an unbelievable conversation last week when you were on my podcast, and we talked about one of the great things by being in the Chicago Cubs organization is they actually suggested therapy and take care of that. A lot of people look at that as something to be frowned upon. I'm not sure if it's whatever the case may be. How does therapy help both of you, and why should other people be more open to it?
Yeah, I'll say it helped me because for a long time I used my sport as my quote unquote getaway, right? People say, this is my getaway. And for the first time, I didn't have success in my sport. And I realized it wasn't just the sport that I was getting away from. It was just the applause. I loved the applause, and it got away from all the feelings that I had. And so for the first time, I struggled playing professionally, and I was looking for something else, and just being able to stop running from my internal pain, right? I stopped running from it finally, and I was able to talk some things out, express things I had never even thought about telling anybody. And man, it was eye-opening. I learned more about myself, and now I'm a better man because of that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm on a mission to teach people to ask for help. And even this late in my life, I started therapy over a year ago, and so many people I had suggested therapy for. As I work with addiction specialists, I work with so many other people that have been abused, and Sugar Ray Leonard is someone who motivated me to seek therapy. For both of us had a shared experience when we were both very young of being abused, and he was public with it, and I kind of broke down when he told me about it and shared my personal experience, which I'd never shared with anyone. And he had suggested that I seek help. And as much as I tell people to ask for help and seek help, it took me a little bit of time before I got comfortable. But I will tell you, and it's fine to find the right person. You got to, really shop for a therapist. I think it has to be the right person. But when you find that person, to be able to, that, ask you the right questions, allows you to open up and, heal some of the wounds that aren't as apparent as a lot of the wounds that we have. And no matter how old you are, you can't get away from those wounds. Even if you were 9 years old, they're going to be with you until you start healing them. And you keep on utilizing all types, just like in sports, we use physical therapy. There's an emotional therapy that you have to go through. And I highly suggest anyone that's in any type of pain or has any type of trauma to ask for help and find the right person that resonates with you in order to effectuate that healing.
Big Dave's got gems tonight.
Well, I'm a big Chris fan, so you got me fired up on a Saturday night.
Yeah. And also, one more thing I wanted to ask both of you is accountability. Chris, I know something that you did, which is something I can relate to, is to get massive accountability, you actually told the world that you were going to write your first book because like you can't let the world down, let alone yourself. You also do that with some of your goals and so forth. Why is that so advantageous for you to put it out there in the world like that, as opposed to like holding these aspirations aside?
Yeah, well, actually, I want people to check up on me on it, right? So I want people to ask me about it. And so if I don't do it, then you just feel bad telling somebody, hey, I haven't moved, right? I do that. I want to go on a certain amount of dates with my wife. I want to be able to cook once a week. And so my buddies ask me now, hey, Chris, you cooked this week for your family yet? And I haven't some weeks. And so it feels bad. But I put that energy out there. And then, I've been able to grow as a person because of doing that. So I know some people say you want to keep stuff to yourself. Don't put it out there. People are going to speak bad on it. But, man, I've always found myself, telling people what I want to do because they check me on it. Then I got to go even harder to make sure it happens.
I love that.
It's amazing. And not only are, people holding you accountable, but another aspect to relate back to what I was talking about is they join us to help us achieve what we want. So when I came up with my mission a few years ago to empower over 1 billion people and thought, man, my own wife is going to think I'm crazy. She's going to think I think I'm Jesus or Tony Robbins. I can impact the whole world. But no, people just lined up with me. I got phone calls, emails, DMs for the past, 4 years, including the Seagull, the Eagle. He wants to be on that mission, wants to be one of the Meltzer 1000s like Chris that I know will empower 1,000 to empower 1,000, to be happy, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, to live with gratitude, forgiveness, empathy, accountability, and live inspired, in spirit, not just motivated like a lot of athletes, but inspired, to allow that great, omniscient, all powerful, all source to come through you and appreciate it and give it away to others. That's the accountability and the help that we all need by declaring, commanding. The word command, when we talk about the 10 commandments, most people don't know this. They think the word command means to demand. The word co-man means to collaborate or work with. See, so when you're working with God and you're working with the 10 commandments and you're commanding others, you're collaborating and working with, allowing it to come through. So those are my commandments, and I look forward, as I am here today, working with Seagull the Eagle and the incredible Chris Singleton. So thank you both for collaborating and commanding me to be accountable for empowering others to be happy.
This is awesome. So many gems in the audience to leave them with this night. I love both of you. Thank you for being here. Let's leave the audience with one final gem for each of you into Saturday night.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'll say for me, this is something that's very important. I want to be successful in every aspect of my life, whether that's, financially, spiritually, relationally with my family, physically. And so when we're on the quest of being great, let's make sure we touch all those different things and make sure we're the best human being we can be, not just in one place, but everywhere.
Yeah, and I want to have one takeaway of certainty. Everybody seeks certainty, and I joke around saying there is no certainty, but there is one certainty that I strive for as I try to find or pursue my potential. And it's one that Chris, to me, has come the closest to that certainty. And that's forgiving the unforgivable. When you live with pure love in your heart and peace in your soul, and you can forgive the unforgivable, you will have certainty in your life, because it is an illustration of faith. In faith that there is an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source that cares just as much about all three of us that Chris's mom cared about him and Chris cares about his kids. I care about my kids. If that doesn't give you faith and certainty for when things happen, mistakes, failures, setbacks, pain, to forgive the unforgivable, I don't know what will. Remember, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds.
Love you guys both so much. Chris, I'm so excited we just started this relationship. Excited to see where it goes. Big Dave, Uncle Dave, as always, love you so much. I'll a little sex later.
You got it, boys.
Thank you, guys, man.
Love to
This
your
is
families.
awesome.
Take care, guys. Enjoy.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care.
Yeah. Too much fun. The Paradigm Shift, episode 29. If you guys aren't already in the CLS community, text the number at the bottom of the screen right now. Take out your phone, 917-634-3796. All things mindset, inspiration, spirituality, how to become the best self every single day. It's free and it's daily and it's unbelievable. I want to thank Chris Singleton for showing up tonight. We love him. His message is so deep and profound, and he's inspiring millions. Obviously, the articulate alligator, Big Dave Meltzer, my uncle, love him so much. This is the show of shows. We got Greenlit for television show. We're just getting started. Everybody tune in to Office Hours next week. Big Dave show that we just launched. It is the first ever entrepreneurial late night show. Musicians, Hollywood actors, sports figures, you name it. All things on what they got going on and how they are so successful. I'm on the show as well. Surprise, surprise. It's so much fun. And again, I'm a big movie guy at heart. Side note, I'm a diehard James Bond fan. If any of you guys saw the movie that came out this weekend, message me. I love to discuss. Have an unbelievable Saturday night. Get in the Texas community. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Sharpen the axe, and like Chris said, be the best human you could be in all areas. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great night.